Good afternoon, everyone. Futures Brizio here. It is Wednesday, March 4th, 2024, 3:15 p.m. New York City time. Hope everybody's doing well, and apologize I did not get a chance to make a pre-market video this morning. I just got to the charts a little bit late, and I was just concentrating on trying to figure out what was going on, and I just didn't have time to do it. So I do apologize, but I wanted to make a wrap video and kind of wrap-up video for the day, and just kind of show you what played out. So we'll get right to it here. So we'll start with cattle. And I have to tell you, this one's been a real pain in my ass the last several sessions, and today was no different. And I have to just kind of make a decision about that on this thing, that I'm probably just going to stay away from it for now until the trend really starts to improve overall. Because if you look at the hourly time frame, and we'll talk about the trades in a minute, but this little cluster right here where you see all these little arrows, this was the entire price action for today. And you can see it did absolutely nothing. Again, this is a limited opening market. It's only open for about 5 hours a day, and you can see if you look at these 5 hourly candles, we pretty much made no progress anywhere today. And here it is on the 10-minute time frame. You can see a little whipsawing in here, and that was about it. And we did start the market out. Let's see where we opened here today. This was pretty much the open right here, this blue candle. And if you look to the right, where we are right now, or where the market closed, we pretty much closed where we started. So as you can see, I took 3 trades, and 2 out of the 3 were losers. So I did end up net loss on this asset for the day. First, I took this long, got knocked out here. I think I closed all these main. I don't think I got stopped out of any of these. This one, then I had a small winning one right here, short here, got out here, and then tried to go long again and closed that one pretty close to near break even. So not much going on. And like I said, if you look at the hourly time frame, we've essentially been inside of a trading range here for about 2 weeks now. If you look back, this is February 22nd. Then we had this low down here on the 29th. So, I mean, you could extend this box to capture this as far as the range, but I look at this as more like probably like a throw over, a little fake out, went down, and then 3 hours later it was right back inside the range again. So this is more of to me a fake out than anything else. And so this is it. So we'll see what happens here. It's been stalled out at these prices up here around, looks like 188.90 down to about the 185 area. It's been just sitting here, so just chopping in between here. Unlike just recently where we had this nice trending position, this nice trending run here that went on for, honestly, this went on for about over a month. We had this nice run up, and you could have just picked money off of this thing if you just kept going long on pullbacks. So, but now it's going sideways, and so does that mean it's going to turn and go down? No, it could just be taking a breather, and eventually it'll break back higher again. There's just clearly nothing fundamentally to move it, and so we have to just wait and see. So I'm going to be much more selective on this thing, going forward, unless and until it breaks out of this range. Either it comes down here and takes out this low and starts heading lower, or we break through this resistance level up here and keep going higher. But you can see every time it comes up towards the upper end of this box, the highs are even lower. So we had this high over here, slightly lower, lower, lower. So each time it comes up, it's making it up less and less. And so to me, it's just one of those things where every time if it comes up here and it's making lower highs each time it makes a run at this, that tells me there's a lot of sellers up here, and that eventually we could roll over and break lower. So we'll see. But anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on that. Soybeans, I did not trade today at all. So here's the hourly chart of soybeans. And if we go back and look, this was essentially the North American Open, 8 o'clock, and you can see we tried to go down a little bit more, came back, snapped right back, and again closed pretty much where we started in terms of the North American session. So no trade in soybean today, just didn't inspire me at all. You can see I have this here. This is basically a structure level here on the hourly chart. That if this turns and breaks through here, then my bias probably change more to the long side. If this area holds and we get maybe a break back below this swing right here, then potentially we could continue this downtrend. So, but right now it's pretty undecided what it wants to do. You can see I have a couple of price alarms set over here. So nothing in soybeans today for me, anyways. Let's see. In terms of crude oil, so I took 2 longs on crude oil today. I should have just held the first one, but I got out. But I did get back in shortly thereafter. So I did pay a couple of commissions that I probably didn't need to, and I left a little bit on the table in between this red arrow and this blue arrow, this little part right here. But if we drop down a little bit, these were the positions. I went long right here on the breakout from this little pullback. I closed it here, and then I got back in again, and I closed that one up here at these highs. I could have held it up to here certainly, but I did close it a little earlier, and you can see it very, very quickly fell away. So as soon as I got up near this high, the price just collapsed. So if I had held it, if let's say my take profit were, let's say, up here at the body of this candle, it wouldn't even have made it there. You can see it sold off well short of that. And so if I hadn't been watching that, and this is a 30-minute chart, I guess I could drill down a little closer. Even on a 5-minute chart, as soon as, we had these first 2 little tiny ones, but then we had this big one right here. This actually would have given me a worse fill on the close than the manual close I did over here. So I'm actually okay with it. Everybody thinks they can just nail the top, and maybe if you're sitting there with your finger on the sell on the close button, but with this big candle right here, you wouldn't have had time because this thing just dropped. And even if I had closed it in here, it still wouldn't have given me any better of a take profit level than what I had here. So I'm okay with it. And then you can see we just have been continuing down ever since then. But I wasn't trading it after that. This was around, I don't know, this was probably around noontime. No, not even. This was only about 9:30 or so. So I was out, and the price has been kind of meandering down ever since when it came up to this resistance level up here. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. But that's that. And so that was good. So that was 2 good trades. And I took multiple contracts in here, so that was good. And then finally, NQ. So I took 3 trades here today. First one was a loser, but the next 2 were winners. So again, this is the 10-minute chart. I guess go down a little bit. Here was the first one. I went short. It was in profit for a short time. And again, I wasn't really looking, and it turned around because I thought, we had this move up, and then we started breaking lower. Once we took out this area, I figured this thing was going to run down at least to these lows, but this was just a liquidity flush, and I got caught in the wash, and it was a small loss, but I got in here, was stopped out right here, but then I very quickly, as soon as I saw some bullish price action confirmed after this little pullback right here, I jumped in right here, I exited, and then it chopped around, went down again. I jumped back in on the next bullish engulfing and took that one right to the top. and got out of this one. And then you can see that was a good move because prices now come all the way back down basically to where it started the session. So so essentially good trades in NQ and crude oil, and a mixed bag, but overall negative in cattle, and no trade in soybeans. So if you remember from the video I dropped yesterday, I had a really horrific day yesterday. I took a decent hit on the chin yesterday with losses. So I got about half of that back today, which isn't great. I really, with a little bit better risk management, I probably could have gotten it all back. But hey, see, that's what happens. When you have a big loss day, you have to remember that in order to become profitable, you have to climb out of that hole that you dug, and then you have to keep climbing up the hill. So you picture yourself in somebody throws you in a hole and you have to climb out of it. So you got to spend the time to climb out of that hole that you're going to spend energy, and unless you happen to hit a big winner, it's going to take you longer to climb out of that hole than it took to get you into it. They always say, like you talk about like losing weight, it's easier to maintain your weight than to try to get it back. Well, it's the same thing, right? So once you lose it, once you gain that weight, it's hard to lose it. And it's the same thing once you get into suffer a big loss day, it's going to take that much longer for you to kind of get back on track. So I got like half of it back, but I definitely have more to do. And then, hopefully we can push forward after that to get back to break even, and then, back to being profitable. So I'm hoping that, tomorrow is another day. We still got 2 more days this week. So I still, with some good setups and some good risk management, I'm hopeful that I'll be able to, turn that around and end up the week green. So anyways, which quite honestly, I think, I should, because even with the loss yesterday, with what I did today, I'm probably still green for the week. I haven't looked because honestly, I don't keep running, a running look at my week in terms of whether I'm profitable or not. I don't like to put that pressure on myself. I do kind of know. I mean, I know without looking about where I was for the day, right? If I suffer a bunch of losses and only a couple of small little gains, and I know I'm negative for the day, but overall, the beginning of the week was pretty good, even with yesterday. So, I still anticipate, even if I didn't take another trade the rest of the week, that I would end up at least a little bit green. But obviously, I'm going to be watching things closely as always tomorrow, and it'll be another day. And like I said, the one asset that I'm going to be very selective with for the rest of the week until we have a clear trend, I just may stay away from it altogether, is this cattle market. But oil and soybeans and the financials, I will keep plugging away at and taking setups on those as they come, because they seem to be better from consistently having at least one setup a day come your way. So anyways, that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Please smash that like button, leave comments, questions below. Hit subscribe if you're just finding the channel for the first time, and of course subscribe to my Discord channel I'm starting up, which is in the description. I'll drop a link down in there. Alright guys, have a good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.